Hey guys, you're watching Explore the Weird. If you're into creepy and weird, you must be a goon. I love you. Do you love me? Welcome, welcome. This is long form content. There are other reaction channels if you're into creepy, strange, terrifying, scary, literally anything. Unfortunately, I talk a lot more. If you're not into a guy that sits there and talks and actually reacts and watches the videos alongside you, then this channel is not for you. But if you are into that, then you are a returning goon or you're about to become a goon, and I love you. Welcome. We are going to get into it, and it's going to get interesting. More For You page content. My algorithm is just quite interesting now, and it's, trying to, I think, better myself in some way. It's like, Teddy, watch this video. Maybe you'll be better one day. I'm like, maybe. That were green. I'm starting to believe the direct energy weapon that has been tested in Hawaii is also being used in Chile, or Chile. What's the actual pronunciation? Chile, Teddy. Oh, Chile. I'm not even sure. Now I'm not even sure what the correct pronunciation is. Now I need to go look it up later. Oh boy, that's gonna turn to, and it's not even Hawaii, right? It's Hawaii. I'm saying it all wrong now. Oh my god, how did this turn into this? I was going through the footage and trying to see if I could see any blue roofed houses. I don't know if you guys seen that Biden clip. Oh, that one house didn't burn to the ground because it had the right roof. Oh, did it, Biden? Oh, did that just slip out for no reason? Only some of you goons are gonna understand that because not everyone watches the news. Oh man. All right, we're going to keep it going. Yeah, this is definitely a thing that is occurred, and it's starting to, either push some narrative that, hey, they're going to sell all this land and start this smart city rebuild, and things are just going to rebuild better and smarter and more network. Interesting. Let's keep it going.
This is absolutely mind-blowing. Recent research has suggested that plants aren't only sentient, but are intelligent on levels we never would have imagined possible. Check this out.
There's been a revolution in vegetal biology. Science now shows that plants appear to be sentient beings. They perceive light, smell, touch, water, and many more variables than we do. They can learn, remember, and communicate. They exhibit the traits that we associate with personhood. Experimental science has confirmed that plants can see when you're standing next to them and the color of your shirt. They don't have eyes, but they have the same photoreceptor proteins all over their bodies that humans have at the back of the retina. A plant may not have a brain, but it acts like a brain, says Narby. The word neuron comes from the Greek for vegetal fiber. Neurons actually look like the cut of the inside of a plant. Research over the past 30 years has illuminated a profound intelligence throughout nature. Dolphins and many other animals recognize themselves in a mirror, long a scientific measure of intelligence. Pigeons have better memory for paintings than do college students. But you gotta give it up for slime molds. In every single test, these single-celled, brainless, mucus-like blobs that can reach the size of a human hand perfectly solve mazes and other intelligence. Slime molds are so expert at setting up intelligent tube.
Yo, I was reading about them slime molds, and they actually used them to like figure out subway systems because they could figure a better way to do the transit. Like it was a maze, they could solve it better than actual human beings using slime molds. So that's interesting. And the guy hits on, hey, neurons are just like cuts of plants and they look very similar. And I'm like, bro, are you telling me the like button that we're smoking right now knew how, when it was harvested, how it was grown, why it was grown, knew every time it was getting water and sunlight, the reason it was getting water and sunlight? Ooh, look at how luscious I'm gonna be for that next guy that's gonna smoke the like button. Oh, plant. Oh, like button. Oh, man. Oh, man. I'm sorry, it knew. Hey, it knew its purpose. It was ready. We're smoking the like button for this reason. Did you smoke the like button? Check. Don't be morbid. Just check. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Teddy, I'm not a goon. I didn't interact with the video. Oh my god, plants are sentient. They know when you're next to them. They know. Actually, you know what's interesting? I remember reading back in the day when I was trying to figure out what I could do with the like button, that some like buttons preferred listening to music, and you could actually play music in the growing room or vegetation room, and they would respond better than plants that didn't. Or, you know, there's all these things that you can do, but yeah. Oh man. Is that why the Jamaican ones always were better? All right. We're going to keep it going. Oh my God, crazy Teddy.
All right, let me get this straight, because I'm a little slow. MSG in food, bad. MSG in vaccines, good. Aluminum in deodorant, bad. Aluminum in vaccines, good. Right? I have this right? Yeah. Glyphosate on food, bad. Glyphosate in vaccines, good. Formaldehyde in building materials, bad. Formaldehyde in vaccines, good. Mercury in fish, bad. Mercury vaccines, good. I think I got all that right.
Mercury in fish, bad. Microplastics in fish, bad. A lot of things in fish, bad. The water the fish swim in with all the pharmaceutical medicine, bad. Oh boy, yes. So they're adding all these elements into vaccines, but they're not prohibiting them in the solutions in, I guess, the vaccines, but they are saying they're bad when we're consuming them directly. So yeah, quite interesting. Not sure what to make of it, because at this point, we're going to keep hopping. The goons are going to be all right. We're safe. We're protected. Yeah. We're just going to keep hopping. We manifested it. Regardless of your vaccination status, we're going to be okay. Oh, Teddy, I read all these things. Oh, they said we're going to die in 5 years. They're going to die in 10 years, Teddy. Oh, they're going to depopulate us like anything. Oh, boy. And I'm like, all right. I'll wait. All right, let's keep it going.
Triskelion is an ancient water sign. It's been carved into stones for, you find them in Ireland going back 1,000, 1,500 years. And they find the Triskelion symbol around the world hacked into stones. They think it's an ancient water sign, may go back, who knows, to Atlantis or Lemuria or some other civilization that popped in here and gave us a bit of information or left something behind. It has energetic properties. You can take one of these coils, put it in your hand, and douse it. And the coils are all made to the sacred cubit, the Egyptian measure, which is 20.63 inches. I cut it in half, and then I make the Triskelion out of that. They have to be made all in the same direction.
Wait, what the? Generates energy and there's symbols of it. Oh my god, what is this guy just saying? And how does he know? Where is he getting this information? Oh, Teddy, he figured it out. He did the thing and put some electricity in there, and boom, now he's a walking static shock. Oh yeah, look at him. Oh my god. I don't know. This is a hard stretch, at least for me, but I guess there's some truth to it, because he's seeing them symbols everywhere, and if you see them everywhere, it's got to be true. I want to see this energy. I want to see proof of this more than this guy just saying it, but I guess time will only tell. All right, let's keep it going.
Movie from Barack Obama. It predicted the end of the world. The actual date, which is in 2024, but closer towards the middle and end of the movie, it's now at the viewpoint of the moon. So you're on the moon looking at the Earth, and you can see this sunrise happening. So what you can tell is it's actually a lunar eclipse, because a lunar eclipse is when the Earth is in between the sun and the moon. So the moon is on this side, the sun's on this side, and in the middle is the Earth. So what's interesting is, if you look up when is the next lunar eclipse, is on September 18th, 2024. At the end of this movie, there is an emergency broadcast that talks about when all these events are going to happen. It's on September 17th, right before the lunar eclipse is the end of the world. And so the last thing the world will see is a lunar eclipse.
Well, that's pretty optimistic.
It's almost alluding to the fact that there's somebody watching the end of the world. So this may be even a deeper prediction of the alien apocalypse that's going to happen.
Yo, I'm ready. Who's going to be the one that tells us about the aliens? I always ask this. Is it going to be the Space Force? Hi, I'm the Space Force commander. Today I'm about to tell you about the Grace. Oh, okay. How are we going to find out? Hello, I am the blah, blah, blah from the White House correspondent, blah, blah, blah. Here we are with the reptilians and the Hollow Earth theory and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, is this how we learned all the information? Okay, nothing makes sense anymore. See ya. I'm going to go live in Looney Tune land. Tunes land, not Toons. Oh boy. The Mandela effect guys are going to understand that one. Yeah, interesting. I don't know. At this point, there's been so many predictions, and I know leave the world behind. Definitely because of the Barack Obama, Michelle Obama addition being involved in it, definitely gives it a more realistic theory of prediction, I guess, in this era, that hey, it's going to happen September 18th, 2024. Time will only tell. I have a prediction. All the goons are going to keep hopping, and we're going to be all right, because that's what we do. We're just hopping. We're just doing our goon thing. We're sending out the goon vibes, and it's great. It's great. Aren't you living your life better being positive, regardless of the definition of goons or whatever weird stigma is involved with being a goon and doing goon things, gooning out, whatever you want to call it? We are different. We are positive. We are here to explore. We are here to change. We are here to inform, and that's literally what this channel is about. So we're going to keep it going. And I just want to make a clarification in case you guys are getting all tied up in that, oh my God, Teddy, I don't know what a goon is. And back in my day, this is what goon meant. And I'm like, bro, regardless of what it meant back then, this is what it means now. We're going to change the definition. We're going to be the change we want to see in the world, and we are goons. All right, let's keep it going. Oh boy, Teddy, you get real emotional in that one. I know, crazy Teddy. So passionate.
A USDA scientist, now whistleblower, knows that 70% of the ground beef we buy at the supermarket contains something he calls pink slime. Beef trimmings that were once used only in dog food and cooking oil, now sprayed with ammonia to make them safe to eat, and then added to most ground beef as a cheaper filler. It was Zernstein who, in a USDA memo, first coined the term pink slime, and is now coming forward to say he won't buy it.
It's economic fraud. It's not fresh ground beef. It's a substitute. It's a cheap substitute being added in.
Zernstein and his fellow USDA scientist Carl Custer both warned against using what the industry calls lean, finely textured beef, and is widely known now as pink slime. but their government bosses overruled them.
Why didn't you consider it beef?
Because it was a salvage product.
Leftovers?
Fat that had been heated at low temperature and the excess fat spun out.
Here's how it's done. Those waste trimmings are gathered, simmered at low heat to make it easier to separate fat from muscle, put in a centrifuge and spun to finish the separation. Next, the mixture is sent through pipes where it's sprayed with ammonia gas to kill bacteria, and finally compressed into bricks and flash frozen for shipment to meat packers and grocery stores where it's added to most ground beef. And
You know, this reminds me of like the vaccine guy. Ammonia eaten it, you know, firsthand, real bad. Ammonia used in the making of pink slime and ground meat, completely okay. Hey, I like my pink slime in McNuggets and only in McNuggets, all right? No, McDonald's McNuggets, man, that pink slime hits so much better. I never had to worry about, I guess, beef because I don't eat beef, but for the guys that eat ground beef, I mean, I always assumed there was additives in any type of burger you got. It's hard to believe that it's 100% beef sometimes, but hey, you know, I guess it's a wake-up call. I'm not trying because, you know, there's fillers in ground chicken too, so relax. Oh, Teddy, they put all kinds of weird stuff in that water you don't know. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Unless you know where that chicken was, you know, butchered, that is the only way you're gonna know that source of the chicken. And even at that point, what that chicken eat for a diet, you know? And if it's like, hey, it's just eating stuff around your farm, and it's like the land itself is tainted, the air it breathes is tainted, the water it drinks is tainted. So it's like, at some point, you're just going to have to understand that everything you eat is poison. All right, we're going to keep it going. Oh, my God, Teddy, look what happened to you. All right, we're going to keep it going.
One really fun thing about awakening from the Matrix that no one will tell you about is that you're going to fucking lose your mind. It starts with being like, well, I don't want to be a 9-to-5 slave, so how do I make money? How do I free my mind? How do I actually do something that's enjoyable to me, that brings me so much money that I don't even have to think about money anymore? Oh, but then I kind of want to go outside and breathe in fresh air, but should I actually breathe it in because they're actually spraying shit in the sky? But then I actually have to walk barefoot because my shoes are disconnecting me from the electrons that are being released from the earth. And then I don't really know what to eat because organic foods and grass-fed foods and pasture-raised foods are so fucking expensive, and I don't live near a farm. There's plenty enough to go around. And the most fun part about unplugging from the Matrix is that you never actually leave it. Like, we're out here thinking there's somewhere else to be. Like, yeah, we can go off grid and start a whole fucking community and shit. But let's be real, that's not why we reincarnated here. We reincarnated to participate to the liberation of mankind from enslavement, from spiritual, energetic enslavement. We have left pure, eternal, divine light and bliss. We have sacrificed our own peace to come into this realm of suffering, that there's going to be a process of remembrance, that there's going to be a process of discouragement, because realizing all these things makes it feel like your life is a fucking fraud. And that's where a lot of people get knocked on their knees and they stop. But you're not supposed to stop. You're here to assist all the other souls. How you're going to do it, you have an authentic gift inside of you already, whether you know about it or not, whether you know now or it's here to serve the world that's on its way right now. The transition is starting, whether you feel it, you see it, you know about it or not. I am releasing my second ebook Saturday, October 21st. How to not lose your shit after unplugging from the Matrix. If you've been needing assistance, a little guidance, a little hug, that everything is going to be okay, you need to read this book.
Bro, I don't need to sell you no ebook, no BS, anything like that. The only thing YouTube has now told me is, Teddy, get to 8 members. Find a way to get support that people will get you to 8 members. So I think we're at 2 right now. We're still trying to grow. Hopefully the numbers go up at some point, but there is no forcefulness here. I think this lady is also trying to sell an ebook, and near the end, that was what I was feeling. But the message was quite interesting. Hey, we're not here, you know, for what you believe we are. And right now you're working a 9-to-5. Right now you're doing the grind. Right now you're retired. Right now you're doing whatever. But you are your own person. You are a woke person. You're watching this video. You are woke. Don't let anyone tell you that you are not. Don't let anyone give you fake happiness or fake news or fake hope. You know, believe in what you believe, ground yourself in your beliefs, and stay true to yourself. You know, I am a goon. I like to find people that are like-minded, and most of the guys that are still watching this video up to this point, I assume are like-minded goons like myself, and we are woke goons. We are aware of the Matrix. We may play into the Matrix and outside of the Matrix, and that's what makes us smarter than people that are in need of still trying to find this truth. We are woke enough that we know that we can manifest things. We can put ideas into the world, and they can come true. And there may be ill intent people. There may be malicious things that happen around us. But we are grounding ourselves, and we're continuing. And you always have Teddy. You always have Teddy Ganja to check in. And you'll always have a Ganja Goons gang to help support you in whatever you need to do. So I love this initial message. Regardless of the ebook, go check it out. I feel like I've heard this girl in some crazy terms before. She feels very well better now. And, you know, the financial issue is right now an issue in this realm. But when you came into this realm, you had nothing. When you leave this realm, you'll have nothing. The financial part is a minuscule thing, and you can better yourself in order to get to what you need to achieve. All right, I hope that helps somebody. I feel like somebody needs to hear that as well. This lady definitely is hitting on some right points here. All right, let's keep it going.
What if I told you that it is 100% possible to collect electricity directly from the sky and power your home with it? This video is a big shout out video to the Laser Saber channel on YouTube, because the clip I'm about to show you next will be taking everybody one step further into the future of understanding the concept of over unity through atmospheric electricity harvesting. Be sure to like, comment, and share this video after you watch the clip.
This new Atmo motor generates a lot of torque at the shaft. If I squeeze to try to stop it, it just starts to burn my hand. It gets really, really hot in the shaft. So we're going to connect a drill bit on here and see if we can drill through some plastic or wood with this setup. So I've connected a 1/4 inch drill bit to the output shaft in the Atmo motor here. So we'll power this up and see what this can do. Okay, I'm going to turn on the high voltage DC generator. Before I can do that. But another thing I've been wanting to test is some of this conductive thread. Now this is not very conductive. I already tested this with just low voltage DC, and in just a couple feet it becomes almost unusable because it's not a very good conductor. So what I've done for this test is run this thread up here, way up there, hundreds of feet, to that bamboo pole at the top of that pole, and then the thread goes down to my high voltage generator. So it's going to be providing high voltage DC, 20 to 30,000 volts. It's going to travel right down this conductive thread, even though it's not a very good conductor, and it should power up the motor, and we should be able to generate electricity down here on this end. So let's test it out. Look at that, spinning right up with the high voltage DC coming down this thread. And it's definitely working. It's already starting to light the lights. haven't seen my previous videos on atmospheric electricity and Atmo motors, I would really encourage you to go back through my videos on my channel and check those videos out. If you enjoyed this video, I think you would really find my previous videos on this subject fascinating. Well, that's it for this video. Let's all keep experimenting. I'll see you next time.
Bro, if this guy randomly disappears, we know what happened. They silenced him. They silenced him just like the guy that made the water-powered car, Teddy. Just a few gallons, and that's it. It could travel from coast to coast, they said. Oh, man. Oh, man. Free atmospheric energy, he's saying. So what? It's like when he first said, hey, would you believe me if I could tell you that, hey, you can get free energy from the sky? I'm like, yeah, solar, duh. And no, but it ended up being something even crazier. And I'm like, of course. And then I have one eye open and one eye closed. And like my open eye's going, hey, it could just be like a battery in this little thing and he could just be faking the whole video. But assuming, I'm naive and he's the expert, maybe there is some things that cause free energy. Even Nikola Tesla claimed it could happen, but he needed it. You could see the electricity in his models, right? So even the concept of free energy, I would assume I would see some type of electricity or flowing. Yeah, he powered some bulbs. Clearly there's energy being generated, but how does the atmosphere, so does wind have to go through it or something? There's so many questions I have. I need to know more. I want to know more, but we're going to keep it going. Interesting.
In 1943, the following directive was issued from party headquarters to all communists in the United States. It read, "When certain obstructionists become too irritating, label them after suitable buildups as fascist or Nazi or anti-Semitic, and use the prestige of anti-fascist and tolerance organizations to discredit them. In the public mind, constantly associate those who oppose us with those names which already have a bad smell. The association will, after enough repetition, become fact in the public mind."
That right there was American legend and author G. Edward Griffin in 1969, reading a 1943 communist directive, straight out of the playbook. Sound familiar? It's crazy how over 80 years later, the same things are still happening. G. Edward Griffin is 90 years old. He's been on my podcast twice, and he's coming on a third time this week. He's one of my favorite guests, the architect of the Yuri Bezmenov interview, if you've seen that, and a truly fascinating guy. Follow me on Instagram, subscribe to my podcast anywhere, and you can find all those links.com. Link is in my bio.
Yeah, sounds very crazy, and definitely something that, is like, hey, this is right out of the CIA handbook as well. This is something they put in, false flag, and then the false flag ends up being true, or assumed to be true by the populace, right? So, hey, wait a second, Teddy. There was some landings that did. No, you stop it. We're trying to keep this related to the government. You know what else someone recently told me? Have you ever looked up the definition of communism? Really? Have you ever looked up the definition of socialism? Interesting. What do you think? Teddy, just tell them. They're not going to look it up. I know. But it is certain things and aspects of communism and socialism that when you look at the definition, you go, hey, there's similarities here. And then I'm hearing this guy talk about, hey, anytime you have people that are against the narrative that you're pushing, call them fascist, call them anti-Semitic, call them whatever you need, Nazis, call them whatever you need to in order to discredit them and then devalue them and push their agenda out and keep your thing going. And you go, hey, what is the end goal? Even when it comes to pushing the agenda, even when communism is gone, what is that goal? And I feel like someone else needed to hear this. And even it sounds like this guy is interested in the government, and he's interviewing this guy, Edward Griffin, as well. And I go, hey, if you're into that type of thing and you want to find out what the right type of government is, you can. In the end, I would love to hope that you consider yourself a goon and you're like, none of this matters. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to be what I need to be. I'm going to check in when I need to, and I'm going to check out when I want to. So we're going to keep it going. Interesting.
Whew, listen, in those 5 miles of underground Vatican archives, there's been a few people that have come out talking who have had access to these Vatican archives. They can't say specifically everything they saw, but one guy did come on a documentary on History Channel years ago and talked about the fact that they had bones of beings that weren't human. From their perspective, they weren't human bodies. They had books and texts down there that nobody's ever been able to read or access that talk about technology, flying devices, and all these other incredible things that were hidden during the Inquisitions. Because during the Inquisitions, they were suppressing technology heavy because they wanted to keep their boot on the necks of the people. The Inquisitions were so brutal, they over 80 million people over the course of 700 years ordered underneath the popes. That really held us back because we should have been on the moon in the 1800s if it wasn't for the Inquisitions. So people that they don't know because they don't research and dig deeper into the translations of these texts. And even if you look at the Sinai Bible, there's 14,000 differences between the Sinai Bible, which predates the King James Version. And in the Sinai Bible, there was no crucifixion. To me, proving that the crucifixion was at
Oh man, the Vatican archives be steep. I've been to the Vatican myself. Let me tell you, you can only see so much. It's so big, you can't even explore all the rooms. And the people that they have seen the things, and they're like, Teddy, they have all kinds of schematics. They know there were flying elements before, and they were depopulating on the Pope's directive before we even knew it. And that's exactly what Mr. Carson here is saying as well. And it is interesting. It is interesting because, it is information we lost to history, and only time will tell, you hope, of potential uses. But we have so much of this knowledge locked away that even that time may never come, because we can't even get to that knowledge because the Vatican's so restrictive in what they want to show us. So yeah, it's a hit or miss here. And I really hope that, I think this is an authentic clip. It's hard to tell. This guy's voice gets AI'd as well. So I'm assuming this is actually true because I've been there as well, and I can relate to this information. All right, let's keep it going.
I just solved hieroglyphics. See, hieroglyphics is usually depicted with a bunch of animals. So I got this little wall hanging thing from Amazon, and it's got hieroglyphs and symbolism and a bunch of animals. Well, I also have the Egyptian Book of the Dead, which has nothing to do with being dead. It's actually called the Book of Going Forth by Day. And there's obviously a bunch of hieroglyphs in there. And they're written in such a way that it looks like some sort of formula. But we just don't have the legend. Until now.
This is a book on alchemy from the Renaissance. And it's quite interesting because it has these curious illustrations of chemical instruments compared to animals. And so we have here a mattress that looks like an ostrich, but there's also a flask that looks like a tortoise or a bear.
I feel like I didn't learn anything. How did this woman solve hieroglyphs? There's so many people that believe they have the translations for hieroglyphs. And, people, especially when I learned Egyptology in 3rd grade or 4th grade, Teddy, I wrote my name in hieroglyphs. Yeah, get out of here. No. There's so many missed and mixed translations. There's no set right one. I'm sure this lady believes she solved it too. Hey, look, in this period they used these animals and it meant these things, and that means in Egyptology it's the same thing. It's derived from the same literature. No, get out of here. You can't just make correlations like this. I want more proof. I want to see you actually solve something. Be like, hey, look, I just translated the entire Book of the Dead from Egypt and we actually had it wrong. It wasn't this. And I know she's like claiming, hey, it actually didn't say Book of the Dead. It actually means passing on whatever it may be. But I feel like I want more proof. I need her to translate more things. This is not enough for me. This is not enough for me. Teddy, why you mad? Why you mad? Come on now. Imagine she is the one that solves the entire thing and she turns the pyramids on. Teddy, what are you going to say after that? What are you going to say? Oh my God, if she turns the pyramids on, man, free energy would be real. I want my pogo stick. I want to levitate. Oh boy, only a few of you guys are gonna get that. Oh man, you need to watch some of the other ones to really understand. I figured out how pogo sticks were made. You have no idea. This guy tricked him. He was like, hey, come stand on this plank. It'll make you levitate. Alright, let's keep it going. Yo, the one where the guy's like, hey, plants, neurons, when you cut a plant and you get similar to like what a neuron structure looks like. In some of these videos, they show like plant networks and lungs and trees and how there's similarities between the placenta and the tree of life. Oh my god, the similarities, buddies. Yeah. Could be coincidence, or these could be big thing that's leading like a bigger organism. Who knows? We're so efficient, we're so biologically efficient, we're engineering so well, but that like button do be feeling when it be smoking. It knew when it was harvested, it knew when it was watered, it knew when it got the sunlight, it knew when it felt the breeze, it knew when it was getting smoked. God dang. All right, we're gonna do I want to say 3 more. Let's do 3 more.
Native Americans were very connected with radium because those are the 4 corners. You can find radium in Utah, you can find it in Colorado, you can find it in Arizona, and you can find it in New Mexico. You think about the 4 corners and the 4 states and those areas, there was tons of radium all in that area. Okay, well, somebody understood that they could paint themselves with radium and they could enhance their cells with radium. And the most fascinating one, which I'm putting in my book, is I found an old 1950s newspaper talking about how somebody would mix radium with terracotta clay. They would put those 2 together and they would create these radium terracotta bricks, and they would make plants go absolutely wild. And this was shown in the San Francisco World Fair. The San Francisco World Fair reset, where they showed technology to people that already existed and put it out there and then got rid of it completely.
Wait, so can we not just re-engineer this and do this right now? We can get radium right now and we can get the clay, right? Well, let's figure out the compounds, Teddy. We're gonna do alchemy in real life. Oh man, I think this is the same guy that told us about the Vaseline glass or something. Vaseline? Baseline glass? Yeah, I think that's what it's actually called. The uranium glass that also glows when the right light is hit. Yeah, this is quite interesting. I kind of want to know more about the World Fair as well, but hey, we lost that tech to the Great Fires, Teddy, the Great Reset, so we'll never know on that, but all the elements are here. Let's start planting some apple trees and see what happens. I got the radium, you got the clay, we do some Teddy goon math, and here we go. Here comes a goon tree. Alright, let's keep it going.
Your soul within the earth. You are body, mind, and soul. The soul is the watcher, the observer. The mind is the projector. The body is what the soul lands in when the mind projects you into. Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You are the consciousness experiencing the program being ran by the central nervous system. The central nervous system is playing the simulation that your consciousness is experiencing. Now, your body is the earth. 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons. The body is the mark of the beast of the simulation. The soul-ring system is within yourself. The 7 planets are the 7 chakras. They are the 7 seals in the Bible because they seal your true soul form. What the archons are doing are keeping you in the lower states of consciousness by chemical food addictions and keeping you in fear so you identify as the physical body. Because the mind is the bridge between the soul and the body. By tricking your mind, soul in this physical body, which is the earth. Death has the word ether in it because when you die, you go from the physical to the astral plane. If you die with a false identification of the self in the lower states of consciousness, you will die with an extra veil on top of your soul which you need to strip off, which will then cause you to reincarnate into the physical world. Devil is deveil. You deveil yourself by lack of knowledge of wisdom of the self. Physical is the phi cycle. This is phi, the torus field, the cycle of the torus field. Birth certificates are basically the cooperation that you represent because you are identifying yourself with the physical body.
Oh my god. The whole thing, the Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, mind, body, soul. Oh my god. There's so many correlations this guy, so many things he hit on, so many things that he's like, make sure you're awake. They're trying to keep you down with all the things that you eat, all the poisons. Oh boy, buddies, good thing we're goons and we're like-minded individuals. We're going to keep progressing together. A lot of takeaways. Some of these things we've heard before, but still very good compilation put together. I'm feeling you. I think we're going to keep hopping. Everything's going to be all right. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. All right, let's do one more. Just one more.
102. So you were born in
1918.
1918. And we were just talking, and I asked you what shape the Earth is, and what did you say? What were you taught in school in elementary school?
I was taught in school that the Earth was flat.
And then what do you remember when they changed it to a globe?
Well, when they changed it, I remember when they changed it, but I can't remember the date or anything like that.
And did you believe them?
Yes, I did.
You did. Now,
I was young.
Right, and we all were told by people that we trust.
That's right.
Where did you go to school? Elementary school.
I went to Spur Glen School in Hamden, Connecticut. I lived on a farm and grew up with all kinds of animals. No electricity. A big white farmhouse.
Amazing.
And we had to walk to school. We didn't have a bus to take us to school. We had to walk to school and walk home through all bad weather. It was...
I am having a hard time believing this lady. At the same time, Hamden, Connecticut is very close to me as well, and I've been to that area, and I go, hey, yeah, maybe there's some truths in what she remembers, but I thought the concept of like the globe and the Earth being round was well established before 1918, and not something that was put into our curriculum during our modern era here. So she makes it assume like, hey, in the 1950s we all shifted, and they were like, hey, the Earth is round now. But I thought that conversation happened well before the 1900 era. But who knows? I guess I'm living in a 200-year reset. So maybe she's one of the ones that is the leftovers and remembers leftovers. Teddy, relax, not leftovers. I mean, like, one of the energy memories that's left over. Oh my God, stop with the leftovers. I don't know what the word is. But regardless, interesting, quite interesting. Makes me question it, as well as try to give it some rationale into why she feels this way. And you know, she is aging at the same time. And maybe there's more people that can corroborate her story or correlate and be like, Teddy, I also learned it. I'm 110 years old. I'm like, all right, buddy. Now I'm starting to believe you. Oh man. All right, very good. We're at the end of the video. Did you make it to the end? Are you a goon? Do you need a shout out? I got shout outs for so many people. Rob Carr, Heist, Jane Wolf, Tampa's Hot Wheels, Jenna Marr, Jenna Cole, literally all the Jennas. Stephanie, I got you. Who else? I got Tony in there. I got Robert. I got Chris Grimes. You know who you are. I got what was it? Flo someone? Know someone? Kelly's Tiny Dream Bus. Oh boy, there's so many. They're all gonna hate me every time I don't remember. Teddy, why didn't you remember me? Jessica, Josh, Steph. Steph's different than Stephanie, alright? Mike. We're gonna get all of them. We're gonna learn all the names eventually. That's all I can remember for now. Don't be mad if you didn't get a shout out. Just interact with the video more. I will remember you and I will give you a shout out. It'll be great. You'll be happy. And I'll be happier to know that there's goons interacting. Guys, I am out of here. Hope you had fun. Stay safe, stay strong. Until next time. Goodbye.